I'm an afterthought in my own family. My parents forgot to pick me up from school 4 times in 8th grade. My sister Haley had dance practice that ran late and my mom didn't want her waiting alone, so she'd go sit in the parking lot with her. Just forgot I was at a different building. The office lady knew me by name by the 4th time. Haley's the kind of person who takes up all the oxygen in a room, loud, funny, always had drama with friends or boys or teachers. My parents were addicted to it. Every dinner was about whatever Haley was dealing with. I'd try to mention my day, and my mom would look at me but not stop chewing, waiting for me to finish so the interesting conversation could continue. When I was 16, they took Haley on a college tour weekend and left me home alone for 3 days. Didn't tell me they were leaving. I came home Friday and found a note on the counter that said there was money for pizza. The note was for Haley. They'd forgotten she canceled her sleepover and didn't know I'd be alone. At my high school graduation, my mom spent the whole ceremony texting Haley about her roommate drama. My dad left halfway through because he ran into his buddy in the parking lot and thought the ceremony was over. It wasn't. I waited by the car for 40 minutes before he came back confused about where I'd been. Last April, I got hit by a guy who ran a red light. The hospital called my parents 3 times before my mom picked up. When she got there, she seemed confused about why they'd called her. I was fine, just sore. The guy's insurance paid me $38,000 6 months later. I was 18, so it went straight to my account. I told exactly one person. Haley asked why I was looking at apartments during Thanksgiving, and I said I got settlement money. She said cool, and went back to talking about her internship. 2 weeks later, my mom called and asked to meet for coffee. She never calls me. At Starbucks, she told me Haley was drowning in student loans and family helps family. Maybe I could chip in $15,000. She'd done the math. I asked how she knew about the settlement. She looked surprised I was asking. Haley told her, of course. 3 days later, my dad cornered me in the kitchen. He needed a new truck for his distributor job. His current one was unreliable. He said I'd lived there rent-free my whole life, hadn't I? Like I'd had a choice. That's when I understood. I didn't matter until I had something they wanted. Here's what I learned from being invisible. Nobody tracks you. My parents couldn't tell you what shifts I worked or who my friends were. I'd been saving Target money for 2 years and they never asked about it. I had a whole life they knew nothing about. I found an apartment across town and paid 6 months up front in cash. I opened a new bank account at a different branch and transferred everything except $1,000. I packed my important stuff, which fit in 4 boxes. I bought a new phone and changed my number. Then I stopped going home. I worked my last Target shift on a Wednesday night and told my manager I was transferring stores. I drove to my new place and unloaded everything. My old room still had furniture and clothes, enough that it looked lived in. 9 days passed before they noticed. Haley texted my old number asking if I was coming to her birthday dinner. My mom called my work 4 days later. They told her I'd transferred but wouldn't say where. My dad tried to file a missing person report. My mom got my new number somehow and left a crying voicemail about it. The police had asked my dad basic questions he couldn't answer. What was I wearing last time he saw me? He said jeans and a t-shirt. I never wore jeans. Did I have medical conditions? He said no. I've had an inhaler since I was 12. What car did I drive? He said a sedan. I drove a crossover. The officer told him I wasn't missing. I left. Adults are allowed to leave. My mom's voicemail said they were worried sick, that they loved me and didn't understand why I'd hurt them like this. She needed to know I was safe. I didn't call back.